Brandon, mid of football season, you don't exactly expect much news in the other sports, but we did get news today from Auburn's baseball program. There has been a change at the top. Sunny Golloway fired. You did that story. What is the latest on that situation?
Well, Sunny Golloway was fired. Never see a firing in September for a baseball coach. He was fired with cause, and according to sources telling AL.com, it was amid an internal investigation into compliance issues. Tom Holliday, his top assistant coach, is on administrative leave at this moment as that investigation goes on. Of course, this leaves them searching for a head coach right now, and it's a horrible time situation for that because you're not going to be able to get really any head coaches at any major programs to show any interest in the job. So you go back to square one, and you almost go back and look at the coaches that Auburn was looking at in 2013 when they fired John Pawlowski. And the top names that come up, everybody I've talked to, is Mississippi State assistant coach and pitching coach Butch Thompson, who is an Auburn guy, is coached here, recruited very well here, and continues to recruit very well at Mississippi State. And then, of course, Casey Dunn right down the road at Samford, former Auburn player, wanted the job 2 years ago. A guy you really got to consider, considering the time constraints and the circumstances. Or you can just go with the situation you have now and go with an interim coach. I think they want to end up hiring someone so they get their system in place and start making any changes they want. Because Sunny Golloway came in, recruited heavily junior college players to get that immediate success. They went to the NCAA regional last year in Tallahassee and lost, but those guys aren't going to stick around for a while.
Right.
The freshmen who came on board, I'm told none of those freshmen are even on the roster still. They don't have a lot of players to build up the program. So you're going to have to bring someone in that you're not necessarily going to believe going to be able to win right away. They need to build this program back up the right way, and Sunny Golloway was not necessarily doing that. Also, Sunny Golloway was a bad fit here at Auburn from day one.
From day one.
James, I mean, you heard things all the time about him clashing with players, clashing with player parents, administration.
And the reaction today, other than you saw one or two players who said some positive things about their outgoing coach, but I mean by one or two, I mean one or two. I mean, there were former players who left this program in the last year or two who could not have been happier, quite frankly, and player parents who expressed much joy and not dismay over this decision. So from the fan reaction, from those who were connected to the program, the reaction was very positive, which is, again, rare and speaks to exactly the issues that you mentioned, that, yeah, there were a lot of things that were just not a fit here. And look, if Sunny Golloway wants to end up somewhere else, and I'm sure he does, then whatever the legal matters end up being, you leave that for the lawyers to suit themselves and figure out. But if he's going to end up somewhere else, then he has to proceed accordingly. He spoke with you, he spoke with others. He'll proceed there, and Auburn will have to look for a new coach for baseball here in the coming weeks.